Yo. Yo, yo, yo. Do. As I roll my mugwort, no, this isn't weed, Facebook, it's mugwort. Tap in, people, tap in, man, because I got a lot of questions being asked in my inbox that I can answer all right here. I could do consultations one-on-one, or I could do this here. It's up to y'all, man. Or y'all can still hit me up, you know what I'm saying, in my inbox. It don't matter, man. I do this because I love y'all. It says I got like 7 and 8 people in my inbox all about one post. I suggest y'all tap in, man. I answer y'all in real time. Because y'all want to know how to detox these sexual partners. I suggest y'all all tap in. Y'all all in my inbox. This is mugwort. This ain't weed, Facebook. Look, y'all get off. See, look, mugwort. It ain't weed. So look. Y'all don't get off my dick about legal stuff. Nah, anyway. Tap in. I'm waiting for y'all to join up in this live. Because I get deep. I get way deeper when I speak it than when I type it. I'm going to wait about another 20 seconds and I'm going to get started. Y'all, I'm going to let it save. Y'all don't get to see what I'm talking about. Because many people don't know how you detox people. It's the same way you detox drugs. It's the same way you detox toxins. Toxins from food. Many people don't know that you are a house of L. A house of L. No, I mean, you're not the house of L. Your flesh is the house of L. You just operate that bodysuit. Fuck that slow connection shit. I got full Wi-Fi. They shadow ban and play on my lives. That's why I stopped going live. So y'all need to bear with me. Because they don't shadow ban everybody that's on that spirit talk. But they do it to me. So that's why I don't be on here. Get about another 20 seconds. And I'm about to go in. Alright, so look. Many of y'all want to know how to detox sexual partners. Y'all want to know how to detox the partners that y'all done had children with and all these other things. Because like I said on that post, once y'all have a child by a person, y'all DNA is like that. Sex is marriage. You're having sex, you're married. So once you're married, you got to keep in mind you're married in mind, body. No, not mind, body. You're married in spirit and flesh. Sex is marriage. You're married in spirit and flesh. The flesh becomes one once you enter. And in the spirit shall exchange. That's the sexual energy. Energy is spirit with consciousness. That's what energy is. So this sexual energy exchange, due to that marriage, the contract, I'll put it like this. The ring is the womb that wraps around the phallus. That's the ring. The contract is the child that comes forth that's contracting in the womb. Once the marriage contract takes place, that child makes a contract with the stars, and the consciousness of the stars becomes his placements in the astrological charts. That becomes his personality, because we are the stars' consciousness inside of a vessel. The consciousness of the divine soul. So, a lot of y'all want to detox your baby daddies and things of that nature. It's not really necessary, because that would mean detoxing your children. Y'all tired. Y'all have that man's programming for a reason. It's not necessary to detox your baby father completely. When you water fast and you detoxing these spirits that you starve out, you're not going to detox everything. You're going to detox what doesn't serve you. If it doesn't serve your soul and doesn't serve your soul's purpose, yeah, you tapping in. Hey, I'm trying to let y'all all join the live because y'all all in my inbox. I'm trying to let y'all join up. So, I'm going to start over from the top, though, because you one of the people. So, like I said, like, when you detoxing your soul or detoxing with a water fast, you don't detox everything. You detox what is not necessary for your existence, for your purpose. See, it's not necessary to detox your baby father. You have a child by him. You need his programming to be in tune with your child. to a certain extent. You're going to retain what's necessary. Your body is altered by way of the semen that changes your physiology, make you change shape and sizes, and change how you naturally think in order for your child to be here. For your child to be in a connect or in alignment with you. Because that child is the extension of that man's consciousness with your natural soul's energy. So when it comes down to it, y'all don't have to completely detox all the programming. Once you have a child, you're married. Matter of fact, sex is the marriage. I'm going to say it one more time for those that just joined in. Sex is the marriage. Once you have sex, you join in body and spirit. And I'm doing good. How about yourself? Yeah, y'all married in body and spirit. Therefore, y'all carry the same spirits. A man, he injects his spirit, his ancestors, which is in his semen, which is the sunlight, condensed with the DNA, aka the word of God, which is tied to his energy, into an actual sperm cell. That sunlight turns into liquid, which is his sperm cells, which is the many serpents. We're serpent gods. You are brain and brainstem operating a flesh suit. The energy of that brain and brainstem is the consciousness of the divine Naga. So with that being said, you house this man's energy. Consciousness is deeper than what you think. So with that being said, as I roll my mugwort, this ain't weed. Once you detox this man's energy, you know what I'm saying, you're actually able to come back into self. See, our DNA is the word of God. This is the word that collapsed the chaos ethers, which is the divine feminine matter with the Lilith, into a physical state. Because these atoms, Lilith rejected Adam. Because Lilith represents the divine feminine, the ethers that is non-physical. That's what rejected Adam. Therefore, that is still the ethers. It's not physical. So with that being said, Lilith rejected Adam. And Eve is the energy of the ethers that chose to embody the atom, which is the life force from that darkness into this realm. Now, when we look at semen and a man's seed is the consciousness of that son, that Christ, condensed by way of following the order of the word of God, aka the DNA, aka the ancestry of the being. So when we having sex and we having a sacred energy exchange, we're injecting our seed, our ancestors, into these women. And everybody with this new age, we're all the same, we all got the same. No, we're two different genders because we're wired different. A man programs a woman's mind with his ancestors. Because our ancestors is in our seed. We practice semen retention. We build the power of our ancestry. Like I said, your brain and brainstem is a giant serpent. It is a giant sperm cell. Let's look at it like that. It is the one that took the seat of the flesh suit. Therefore, it got to grow enlarged into a brain and brainstem to operate the flesh suit, the starship. Mothers are motherships. Fathers are fatherships. A father's job is to lead her ship. Lead her ship. So therefore, we inject our seed into a woman's mental so it can guide her ship. Her ship, your ship is guided, it's guided by the mental, it's driven by the heart. So with that being said, when you have sex with somebody, you as a female, you take on the ego, the mental energy of the man. This is why when I said with that post that women are masculine by nature when they have sex with a man, it's because you take on a man's mental programming. You take on his ancestors by way of his semen. His semen is literally ancestors in a fluid. That is his spinal fluid, his brain fluid. We nut 3 times, that's our brain energy. We just gave y'all our ancestors. That's currency, that's money. That's what money really is. It's not these federal notes which we sell our soul to get placeholders called federal notes for. Money is the mastery of a man's currency. We get the money, and women are attracted to that currency, which is the intelligence of the divine feminine plane brought forth to this physical. So in other words, we naturally generate that. And then when we donate it into a woman, and it becomes her life force. It becomes her mental. And as a man, vice versa, we take on y'all energy of emotion. In other words, y'all spiritual powers, y'all spirits. And that there, the same way we program y'all mental, y'all program our heart chakras. So a man could be a killer for good or bad, but the heart chakra is what will determine that. Where is his heart? So if you got a corrupted heart and you mess with a man, you just corrupted his heart. You probably changed his direction in life. And vice versa. If his mental isn't right and you have sex with this man, now your mental is not your own mental. It's not your own thoughts. You're thinking his thoughts and he's feeling your emotions. Sex is marriage. You become one. A sacred energy. You know, energy is consciousness. Consciousness is spirit. So a sacred energy exchange. Now, with all that being said, many women want to know how to detox these previous men that they've been with. Now, if you have a child by the person, your DNA is going to be forever altered because you have a responsibility called that child. The sex is the marriage, like I said, the phallus, you know, the penis. That you could consider that the finger, and you can consider the womb the ring. The contract is the child. The child contracts in the womb. Now, to detox these, you got to keep in mind, you're not going to detox what's necessary for your growth and for the growth of your offspring, which is basically a reflection of yourself, or better yet, an extension of your own self. So, what's necessary for you to continue, when you water fast, keep in mind you starving spirits. See, we get addicted to people, we get addicted to places, we get addicted to things. What is addiction? Addiction is the spirit of whatever you ingested, demanding more energy so it can stay relevant in your consciousness, so it can move as you in your flesh suit, putting your brain in the back. And not your brain, putting your mind, because your mind and your brain are two separate entities. It puts your mind to the side so it can take the control of your flesh. We have dominion over spirit. So we have the power to serve these spirits, therefore follow the urges of our flesh. Or these spirits will serve us. Because we follow the soul, the divine soul, which is the God within ourselves. So when you water fast, you detox these spirits that don't serve your soul. So if it's in alignment with your soul, you're not going to detox it. So you have sex, you're married. You have the child, that child is forever a part of you. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, you're right. Addiction could be anything than being pleasure. Addiction is anything. Addiction is a spirit in your temple demanding service. It's demanding power. So it could be move as you. Now I'm repeating myself over and over for those that keep joining and leaving. So with that being said, with this addiction, we become addicted to people. We get horny. Don't know why we addicted to sex. Don't realize that you carry the same spiritual energies as the person you had sex with. We water fast and we detox that. We detox in the spiritual programming. So that spiritual programming that leaves the vessel, when we have sex as men and we put into the women, which is our ancestors, which becomes their mental thought process, keep in mind, if I give and donate blood, that blood is still a part of me. Even if it's 100 miles away, that blood is still a part of me. I can play with that blood and play with my life force. You get what I'm saying? I can play with blood that I donate. Just like semen, it takes a cup of blood to make semen. I could play with that blood. And guess what? It will alter life. So with that being said, when a man nuts in a woman, his energy is still in that woman. She has the ability to manipulate his emotional state the same way he has the ability through his seed to manipulate the mental. A lot of y'all wake up horny all the damn time and don't know why y'all horny, because y'all feeling the horniness of the men that you had sex with. If you have sex with multiple men, you have multiple different pantheons of ancestors fighting for control over your brain. Your mind and your brain are two separate entities. Your mind is the thought process of your soul. That is your consciousness. Your brain is just the control room for this starship. And I say starship You're in the shape of a 5-point star. This is just the ship that you carry your ancestors, which is the word of God, which is also your pantheon of lineage of those that's passed on, or those that's still living, because you know DNA is beyond physical. You can send a thought to your mother by way of DNA and let her know that you're in danger just by being in danger and thinking mama. And she will pick up on it and pick up the phone and call you. It's the same way when you have sex with somebody. You feel their consciousness. So even when you're away and don't have the knowledge of it, you have all these different emotions and don't know where they're coming from. It's because you done had sex with somebody that's feeling that same emotion. You know what I'm saying? That you're feeling. As a man, our heart sparkles be all over the place. We have the ability to shut our hearts down, but then we shut down our power to manifest. Which is why we're not supposed to sit there and have sex with just all these different women if they're not submitting their mental to us. Because we submitting our heart. And vice versa. If we're not opening our heart and submitting our heart to the women, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta use logic first. I'm sorry. So men choose that. Oh yeah. And this ain't even weed, this mugwort. I ain't smoking weed right now. I ain't smoking weed. So yeah, this is mugwort. But now I'm saying, I just smoke. But now look. Long story short, people want to know how to detox these energies that don't serve them. You water fast. You starve all spirits that's not serving your soul. Only thing you feed it on is water and the natural energies of your own DNA or what's within your temple when you're fasting. See, water fasting is water baptism. This is the water baptism of the Bible. People look at the Bible and think they're talking all this stuff outside of self. No, it's all the metaphysics of what's happening within the being because you're the God. The nation of Israel, the nation is people. People are the nation, not the land. Haven't you heard that before? So when they say they're going to war with Israel, Israel is overseas. That's not Israel. They just named it that there, like what, 50, 60 years ago? I don't know. You are Israel. Isis, Ra, Elohim. Now, with that being said, it's the war on the spiritual beings. It's deeper than what y'all think. They are not the real Israelites. But we ain't gonna get into that because, Facebook be on that shadow ban shit with me. I'm going off subject. I digress. So look, you water fast, you detox. Then you detox the programming. As men, we detox and cleanse our heart chakra. As women, y'all detox your mental. Every time you water fast, for each day of fasting, it's a different chakra that you are cleansing, starting from the root. When they say Christ went through hell for 3 days, it's because, your consciousness, if it's low and you start fasting, it's going to start at the root. That's just one of the chakras that's in the hell. Keep in mind, hell, the house of El. What house is the El? The light of the soul, your flesh. So your flesh is hell. Your soul is the fire. So your soul is burning in hell. You get it? Your soul is burning in hell by being in flesh. This is the realm of where you come when your soul falls. So, I'm not trying to digress because I do that shit too much. Just let me roll this blunt. But now, look. Ooh, I might have ripped it up. Yeah, man. So, look. I'm that focused. I'm messing up my little mugwort blunt. So, with all that being said, you detox. You go through the chakras. So, when you water fast day 1, you cleanse your root. Your root chakra is the connectivity chakra. It's the chakra that connects you to the grounding, connects you to other people. That's why it's like a plug in a socket. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's the actual sexual organ, but not the energy of the sexual functions. Because that is what the sacral chakra is. So the sexual organs that you sitting there detoxing, you detox the connectivity. You start to break the ties. The very first day of fasting, you have to break ties with people that's going to lower you in consciousness or drain your energy. Yeah, blood transfusions, I would never do that shit. I'm sorry, I couldn't. You taking on someone's whole energy field inside of your energy field, and that could alter your karma. That's why I would never do that. But no, I'm going off subject. I just read the comment. Oh yeah. And so look, when it comes to it, you water fast, you detox, you get through the root. Then you get to the sacral. the sacral, that's your stomach. Your stomach really would not start detoxing until day 2 of the fast. Day 1, you just get it empty. Day 2, now it's starting to get to the intricacies. Day 3, you get to the solar plexus. Day 4, you done went through the first 3 stages of hell. They say Christ went through hell for 3 days, right? The Christ is the light of the soul, the Christ L. That's the light of your soul. That's the consciousness that's rising up your chakras when you fasting, because you feeding on soul, yourself. So you got to feed through all the trash. You get through all the trash in your lower chakras just to get to the first stage of heaven, which is your heart chakra. Many people don't know that they have to detox the programming of their chakras in order to move on and move on and have relationships with people past that. If not, you carry that energy in your chakras as baggage. So like I said, a woman being masculine. A woman is masculine only because she has sex with a man. She took on his mental energy as her energy. That's why I said the man or the moon has to reflect the light of the sun. Men are the sun and the being. Women are the moon. That's why y'all are in alignment with the moon with your menstrual cycles. Y'all are the moon. We are the sun. The sun gives the moon its light. If the moon is not reflecting the sun's light, it remains in its darkness, which is the divine feminine state. That's not a bad thing. It just means you're in a state of Lilith. It's in a state of your divine feminine state. You're in a state of your soul. You're tied to only yourself. That's how you're supposed to be, instead of reflecting the light of multiple different men, because they're gonna all combat each other inside of your consciousness. You hold this man's consciousness. If your heart chakra needs help, you need to water fast. You get to your heart. You detox these 3 lower chakras, which is the 3 levels of hell in the flesh, the house of hell. Just so you can get to the first stage of heaven, which is the heart. Think about it. Heart, H-E-A. Heaven, H-E-A. Head, H-E-A. Can you hear? H-E-A. You know, I can go on with that. There's levels to this. The first 3 letters is what's going to let you the hint right there. The head versus the hell. The heaven versus the hell is all within yourself. I've been trying to roll this blunt for a minute. So bear with me. Because once it's rolled, it's really going to get lit. So look. You water fast. You detox the feelings. Now, a lot of people, they go without eating and stuff like that. They start to feel irritable and start to feel that. And the next thing you know, when they water fasting or detoxing, people start coming out the woodworks out of nowhere, trying to call your phone, trying to call you up out of nowhere. And like people you ain't heard from, you even have to hear from them in months. Out of nowhere, they're going to start calling you because they can feel you detoxing their energy. When we vibe with people, it don't matter who you are. When we vibe with people, it's because we share the same mutual spirits. Like I said, the house of El is the house that houses spirit. You are the soul, which governs the spirit, which makes decisions based on the spirits that's presented to the brain. Whatever you ingest in this matrix, keep in mind, this entire matrix is spirit. So everything is spiritual. Even me on the toilet taking a boo-boo is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. So people are like, I'm doing this because it's spiritual. Everything is spirit. This is the higher matrix is spirit. What spirits are you entertaining? When I eat a food, see, keep in mind the matter is just a representative of the whatever spirit that you're eating. So when you're eating food, you're eating spirits disguised as matter. Or you having sex and you eating a man's wee-wee, you just ate you're eating his spiritual energy disguised as matter. The flesh is just a representative of what's actually there. You ate his spirit. Women are succubuses by nature. Y'all have the power to uplift or destroy by way of the man's energy that he gives to y'all. So, with that being said, y'all got to be careful which energies y'all deal with. Now, those that's trying to detox baby fathers, keep in mind, you will only detox the traumas that they put in your head, but you will not detox their entire programming. What's necessary for you to keep your soul is going to help your body to retain that. You will never detox the complete energy of your baby father if you have a child, unless your child is passed on. And I'm not saying to do that. But even still, your DNA and physiology was changed by the DNA of that man. You can only detox with the programming that doesn't serve your soul. So you water fast, you get that out your system. Like I said, it's the water baptism. What they say, you get baptized, you become a born-again virgin. That's what they mean. It's not you just laying in a bathtub, putting some herbs and shit. That's an auric field bath. That's a spiritual bath still, but that just cleanses your auric field. It doesn't cleanse the inner field. It only cleanses the things that you might house, in a sense, temporarily for that time being. That's good, nigga. I've been trying to roll this shit for a minute. Yeah, women are succubuses by nature. Y'all succubuses by nature. It's not a bad thing. It's just y'all got to be honorable with y'all power. And if we're in today's culture where they're telling women to be dishonorable. Women are trying to be masculine. See, there's a thing about balance, being androgynous, and then there's another thing, being a complete masculine being as a woman. That's imbalance, because your power comes from being feminine. This is cosmic. This is not something a man set up. The patriarch is even something a cosmos set up. Man didn't create no patriarch. They only started complaining about that since 2020, since they told y'all to make y'all war with the natural forces of this matrix. Sacred whore. A sacred whore is not moving in her divinity. I'm sorry. They got sacred whores. Are y'all detoxing like that, really? Name a prostitute that you know is water fast and detoxing every day and not doing it for the money but for the uplifting of the people and the spiritual currency and not the physical paper notes, which is the placeholder. I'll wait. There is no sacred whores of today. Not like that. That is something that is very, very rare. There's many that claim that but aren't. They're just using the spirituality as an excuse to be degenerate with their body. Because your body is the temple. And if you housing all these different spirits of low vibration men, guess what? Now you're a low vibration being housing the different consciousness of different men that are at war with each other in your mind. Just like how men that sit there and deal with a bunch of low vibration women, and then now they have the corrupted heart and they can't feel their own heart chakra, so they have to smoke a blunt just to even feel their heart chakra. The same goes both ways, just in different ways. It goes both ways, but in different avenues. Different placements in our vessels. A man is not supposed to be throwing his dang-a-lang around to just any woman, because we would take on their energy in our heart chakra, and then that shit could deter us from our path. We supposed to only be dealing with those that submit their mental so it would not throw us off of our soul's purpose, because we follow purpose and women follow us. That's really how it's naturally made. There's nothing to do with man creating shit. Because if you want to go really deeper, I mean truly deeper, we are the soul. The soul has no gender. We choose the gender before we even born. So it's like you existed before flesh. So how is a woman God and not a man? Well, you choose before you have a gender, when you're already a God before a gender, to choose a gender for your purpose, for your flesh. You are the dark matter ethers. The divine feminine plane is the soul. It is the realm of the soul, the fifth dimension, the chaos realm, the realm of darkness, the dominant arc. You know what an arc is? An arc is the beacon of intelligence that comes from two dark powers. You know what I'm saying? It comes from two divine powers. That is the intelligence that these two divine powers share in an arc, like an arch, like a rainbow. When we looking at the sun and we thinking the sun is really a bright star, no, the sun is dark. You could say the sun is feminine, but the light it emits is masculine. What's masculine? Masculine is order. Feminine is chaos. You need feminine energy, which is the pure ethers, which is the life force of this entire matrix, to even have anything in motion. But however, without the order, there is no word. See, let me break down the difference between the divine feminine and divine masculine. It's two sides to one coin. We are the gods, men are being the rulers of this plane, the divine masculine, and women being the rulers of the divine feminine. The matriarch is in the non-physical plane. The patriarch is the physical plane. Why is it a patriarch? Why is it a patriarch? It's a pattern, paternal plane. See, the divine feminine, the ethers, the Lilith, which gave life to this physical, that Lilith energy is chaos. Chaos is energy that does not have definition. Once you apply a word, therefore the word of God, another name for the word of God is DNA. This is why trees develop in that Fibonacci sequence, because they're following the word that God placed on it. In other words, the word that the soul placed on it. This is why your body develops in the way and the shape that it forms, because it's following the DNA. So once this chaos energy, this chaos matter has a definition, now it starts to collapse into a frequency, and then the matter starts to shape into atoms, and the atoms move in a pattern sequence. Nothing is physical. Like I could hold this PlayStation controller. This is not a solid object for real, because these atoms are moving. They're moving in a pattern to make it appear to be solid, but it's still not solid. It's moving atoms. It's moving atoms and particles. They're moving in a pattern. Anything that exists in this physical plane is because it took on the word of God, so the atoms of the dark matter ethers, which is the pure raw energy of this plane, started moving in a paternal sequence into an order. So that chaos got a word, then it turned into order, which is this physical plane, which is why this is the patriarchal realm. And the matriarch is the non-physical, that of the divine feminine. Men being the beings that is the power over the paternal realm, that have more power and dominance in the paternal realm, and women being the ones that have the power and dominance in the maternal realm. Y'all get your power for being submissive. We get our power for being masculine. These are just two sides to one coin. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. It doesn't mean one is greater than the other. No, it's balanced. They're both just as powerful. It's just that they brainwashed our women in this new culture to think that it's powerless to not move as a man. That kills y'all power. Y'all don't have the power to, well, look like this. Women, y'all naturally have the power to manifest anything because y'all are the ethers in the being. Y'all ether beings. Y'all have 3 portals. See, every human being has a portal, so don't get me wrong. A man's portal is his heart chakra. This is our power to manifest on both sides. Everything comes through the heart, which is the portal to source. We get our intelligence direct from source, but our power to manifest comes from source. When we get with a woman, we give y'all our power. We get our power from women. As men, we are powerless without y'all if we don't have any connection to our heart chakra. See, a man having mastery, like I said, money is the mastery of currency. What is currency? Current energy. You have a current of electricity going up your spinal cord, which is the brain and brainstem. This is your kundalini. We build that energy by taking in that sunlight, which is the sperm cells, which becomes the sperm cells in our balls. In other words, the sperm bank is a bank, like a river bank. This is currency. This is our sperm bank. We practice semen retention. That currency will build and rise up each chakra of this river bank, from our sperm bank to rise up to our hippocampus of our brain, which is around the crown chakra, which is the memory bank, the cosmic memory. It's deeper than y'all think. They fucked us with the English language. It's like we know the right words. We just don't know what the words mean. These words predate matter because these words are what caused matter to be formed in the first place. I digress a lot, so I'm just going to keep on going. Fuck it. But yeah, man. So, we got to keep in mind, they want us to war with a patriarch. They want you to war with the natural forces of the matrix to create chaos in this plane. So when this plane is in a state of chaos, they got the power to actually implement their new order. Get it? New world order? In order to create a new order, you have to create chaos to destroy the old order. So they got y'all warring with the patriarch. They got y'all warring with y'all men who's kept the order. Now keep in mind, and I said this in a post, There's not even enough ain't shit men for all the women in the U.S. to find a man. But y'all go for the 2% rich men. There's not even enough trash men. Y'all got to think about that and use the math here. 12 men to 1 woman? No, wait. 12 women to 1 man in this country, and the men are turning rainbow and all this extra stuff? Y'all need to be logical. All you have to do is step into the power of your soul, that divine feminine, and they will come. Not just to have sex, but to actually want to wife you, want to have children. Where my lighter, man? Where my lighter? I need to spark my mugwort. I ain't smoking weed. I told y'all that. This is mugwort. That might not even burn right. This shit ain't even burning right. I put a hole in it. Oh well. But now, like, back to the subject. Y'all got any questions, man? Cause I know I've been holding that blunt for a minute. You holding that lighter. Y'all got any questions, man? Feel free to ask in the comments. I got answers for everything. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Cause it's like, if y'all don't throw no questions, I'm gonna just digress and just start throwing random knowledge out there. I'm gonna just keep throwing shit out there. It's just gonna build and build and build and build and build and build. Nigga, I am a shaman that get all. I don't read books for this. I don't read books for this. I see energy. And I put it in the words for y'all to understand it. And I ain't teach y'all nothing. Y'all taught yourselves because y'all chose to tune in. Y'all the ones that manifested their knowledge by choosing to look and tune into knowledge to find it for yourselves. I ain't teach y'all nothing. Y'all taught yourselves. I just gave y'all the key to teach y'all what y'all already know. Because your soul is all-knowing. Your soul is the all-knowing God. That's what's telling you what's true and what's not. So you telling yourself what's true and what's not by listening to your soul. This is just soul food. Your soul knows when it's eating. So give yourself the credit. I don't take credit for teaching nobody shit. All I do is relay the information. Information is everywhere. Like I said, the cow jumped over the moon. Y'all gonna be like, that's bullshit. Good God, this shit is not burning right. I done ripped the blunt up, trying to roll the bitch, going too hard. So hold on, bear with me. As I fix my mugwort blunt. What chakra turns your channel on? Elaborate, reword that question, because I'm kind of lost with the question. What chakra turns your channel on? And also, if y'all want to do one-on-one consultations, my inbox is open for that. But no, what chakra turns your channel on? Reword that. Like, what you mean? Fuck it. It's ripped. It ain't burning right. It is what it is. Oh, being able to hear spirits? I think it's just a clear cognition, a clairvoyance, and a clear... I got all the clairs. It's just me. As far as... Yeah, we got multiple channels. Now keep in mind, we got 12 cranial nerves, right? And being able to move through your eternal spiritual vein. It all pertains to cosmic energy. Now me, I can't really explain why I see energy. I've been seeing it all my life. Now as far as cosmic energy and seeing, like, actually being able to feel this energy without any mind chatter. That's why I tell you to detox. Every thought that you think. And keep in mind, I'm going to say this loud and clear. Every thought is a spirit. Because this all is consciousness, which is thoughts. Thought forms. Thoughts that formed into matter. So every thought that you think in your head is a spirit. You have 2 pantheons of spirits that you have in your vessel. You have the pantheon of your programming, which is whatever you take in from this matrix by way of people, having sex, drugs, food. These are spirits. You're taking in their spirits. And then these spirits become the thoughts of your programming, which is your ego. This becomes your self-outward identity. And then you got the spirits of your ancestors, which is the word of God, which is your DNA. And these are the beings that got you. Yeah, you get that from fasting, because when you fasting, you cause an ego death. You cause all the programming that don't serve your soul. Therefore, all the spirits that are not serving you to die out or leave your vessel. You boo-boo them out, do the fluids, whatever. Those spirits will leave. And then you retain the spirits of your ancestry. And then the only word you hear is the word of God. That's why I tell people to water fast, so they don't need a damn teacher. You can teach yourself. Your soul knows all already. When women water fast, your intuition is like, whew, top tier. Men water fast, shit. Our clairvoyance, our intelligence rises. Like I said, you're more divine. We are more divine than we think. We never lost our abilities to do these things. We just forgot what we was doing. We've been doing voodoo and not knowing voodoo. Sex is voodoo. If I'm thinking angry thoughts and I'm having sex and then she gets pregnant, I'm going to have an angry ass child. Because I'm angry thoughts, that's angry spirits. That's my ancestors that's thinking. That's my semen. Then I nut it out. Ooh, now my brain's tired. I done did it 3 times. Oh God, now I'm sleepy. Because all my brain fluid and the spirits that was keeping my brain functional is now donated into that woman. Finally, fuck. I ripped a blunt the first time, so shit. But yeah, man. You are a pantheon of spirits. Like I said, you're the house of El. What is El? That's the light of the soul, but that's also the spirit. Now keep in mind, we're in this matrix. This matrix here, like I said, this is the realm of order. The divine family is the realm of chaos, which is the darkness. See, this is the realm of light. When you open your eyes to the light outside, this is the light realm. When you close your eyes, you're in your darkness, which is the true light, where you can see light in your darkness. Now, light is a watered down darkness. When I mean watered down, what is the waters? That's spirit. See, the ethers, that's pure soul. The ethers is literally pure soul energy. The word is the spirit. So once we water down that darkness with spirit, you get physical matter. Imagination. I am the magi of my nation. What is your nation? Your nation is your spiritual being. Your nation is all the spiritual powers within your being. That is the nation. Your flesh, the starship, is the corpse. You are a corporation. You get it? So what is the magi? The magician. The magistrate. Like the court magistrate, they base the court system off of our brain. Everything that's outward is based off of inward, including government. It's based off of our mental. We govern our mental. We are the ones that control our mental. Or we could give it to the beings outside to control our mental for us with the programming, which is why so many people sleep under spiritual warfare, because they're possessed by the programming. See, people don't know what words mean. Yeah, soulless beings and NPCs. Non-playable characters. See, the White House, see, the word white means ruler. White is not a color. White is not that color behind me. That's the color black. They changed our language. Just like this they, them stuff they doing today. That is the color black. The color that you look at, see that light? That's the color black. Black, blanco, bland, blonde, bleached. Lacking of color. More, the opposite of black. Chem, like chemtrails. The chemtrails that hit us. Chemical. Chem that I call. The darkness that I call. The chemistry table. The history of darkness. How the darkness formed to the light. Therefore you get the elements, which is why it's considered elementary. Elementaries. Come straight from source, the baby. So in a sense, the baby version of us is the elements, and then we combine all these elements to become the composition of what our flesh being is. And these elements are divine. The sun is AU. Gold. Aset, Aser. Aser, what's that? Ra? The Ra is the light, the Ra is the light. Flip the Y and the H. It's the same thing. The grass raises or raws to the light. You know what I'm saying? You a biological tree. You the biological tree of life. That is the same story of Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is not about two fucking people. Y'all got like messed up. It's not about physical people. It's about your being. It's about the actual metaphysical data, the metaphysical energy that formed you. Atoms and evolution. What is evolution? Evil. Take the evolution off of evil. Now flip that around, you get love. Now imagine this. Evil and love, they're two sides of one coin. Because evil is the love of the ethers. They flipped our language. They fucked our language up. They inverted what the meanings mean socially. Evil is the love of the ethers. Love is the love that brought from the ethers to the physical. So that's why you get Adam and Eve and then Lilith. Lilith refused to meet with Adam. Yup. Satan, Satar-Ra, Samadhi, Saturn, the rings of Saturn. Why do you think Baron Samedi has a round brim hat? It represents the rings of Saturn. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it represents the rings of Saturn. What goes beyond the flesh is the afterlife, which is the true life. Like I said, this is the hell, the house of hell. We can only suffer with the flesh. How so? How can you torment a soul? A soul has no nerve endings. You cannot shoot a soul. You cannot punch or kick a soul. If a soul is fire, how can a soul burn in hell unless the hell, the house of hell, the flesh, and the soul is fire, the soul is burning in hell. They make a spirit of fire, and that fire is the wisdom of the soul. Like I can even go into the form of the deities. These deities are the different elemental parts of ourselves too. Papa Legba, the gatekeeper to all the different deities, the different pantheons of spirits that we can channel from source through our hearts. The cross, the crossroads. What's the crossroad? What am I doing? If I stick my arms out, that's a cross. Going up, going like that. What's in the center? Your heart. That's Legba. You have to have an open heart. You get what I'm saying? Samadhi. That's the crown. The crown represents mastery. Shango. Shango's fire and electricity. Color red, right? Well, guess what? Your blood is electric. And that's the fires within your waters. That's Shango. The beats to the drum, your heart. That's Shango. Passion that comes from the heart. Struggle or heart aversion through the struggles. We need to learn it's deeper than what people been making it. You are the deities that you sitting there making altars to. You are these deities. If y'all fuck with it, leave a donation. My birthday coming up too. April 7th, right before the eclipse. Hey. But no. Like I say, man, I'm doing consultations. I'm doing all that. I'm about to start doing my YouTube back up again. I still have a YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can check out my YouTube. I talk about all this stuff on there. I just don't post it as much because I haven't been dropping as much content. As I smoke my mugwort. This ain't weed. Facebook. Yeah, it's all self. And self is soul. See, this matrix is just the spirits of the soul condensed into a representative called matter. Matter is just to represent what the spirit is. So what you see before you is not really what it is. It's just the ego of what it is. See, your flesh is the ego of your soul. Happy early birthday. Your flesh is the ego of the soul. The eclipse. Woo. Alright, so look, the eclipse, that's a portal already. The sun is a portal. When the sun and the moon come in conjunction with one, that means it's pulling the darkness, it's pulling the lights. No, see, the moon pulls on the darkness. It pulls on the energies, the spiritual energies from the darkness. See, women, y'all are in line with the moon. So with that being said, that's why y'all have menstrual cycles. See, y'all energy is not wide as men. Y'all are emotional beings, so the moon has to keep y'all emotions in balance. That's Maya, the one that pulls on the waters. Yemeya, the mother of Oshun. You get it? Mama water. It's the same. Different traditions, different cultures, different names for the same powers that are universal powers. Not powers that signify just the one land. Different lands got different traditions of following these powers with different names as titles. But what these beings are cannot be named with a tongue. These are just titles that describe a frequency of what these beings and powers of our soul really are. What you are can't be named. Your name is not even what you are. You're not your name. Your name is just a title that you place over your vessel. You are beyond a physical tongue. Your name can't be spoken with a physical tongue. Your name can be spoken with frequency. So we name frequencies. That's how we get the titles for these deities and spirits. By naming frequencies. So what you call yourself, you naming yourself that frequency. That's why they changed the language and inverted what these words mean socially. That's why I could say I'm dark and evil. That just means a divine light of love. Think about this. Money is the root of all evil. If money is the mastery of one soul's currency, and if you build that currency, and evil is love, the more currency you have, the more love you have. So yeah, it is the root of all evil, but they don't want you to know it like that. They want you to see it as something fucked up. Now, the placeholder of money, what you sell your soul's currency for when you go to work, everybody is selling their soul just to live in this system. It's not just the celebrities. We all have to do it in order to participate in this matrix in some form. You're selling your soul. When you sign a contract to go to a job, you're giving them your soul's currency. Even deeper, you take drug tests. You give them your hair, your spit, your piss. It's voodoo. You get what I'm saying? Everything is voodoo. And voodoo means things unseen to the physical eyes. The spiritual behind the physical. Voodoo means spirit, unseen to the physical eye. Oh yeah, I'm going to keep the live up. I'm going to keep it up. Yeah, y'all got to keep in mind, we are magical. Like I said, you are the magi of your nation. Imagination. Imagination and fantasy are two different things. Please keep this live up. How can I raise my frequency? By filling yourself with love, light. Bring the light from this physical plane that is divine light of nature into your darkness. That's love. See, people don't know what love is. Be like, but you're supposed to love me. Who do? If somebody is giving you attention, they're giving you love. I put love into this mugwort blood. Why? How so? Anything that you put your energy into is something you put your love into. Love is the energy from the soul that you bring forth into this physical. You can also bring that love back into yourself. So put energy into your actual well-being. That's how you raise your frequency. You get it? The more love you get, the more it rises up your chakras. You get to your heart. You're supposed to feel love like you're in a relationship with a woman by your fucking self, or with a man by your fucking self before you even get with somebody. Self-love. How so? That's because when you're with somebody and you feeling like you're in love, that feeling, it's not them making that feeling. It might be their influence causing the feeling. But they could be lying to you all day and you just believe in it. And you still feeling love. It's your own perception. So therefore, your consciousness is pushing yourself into your heart chakra. When you feeling like you're in love, that's because you're operating from your heart chakra. You don't need somebody to do that. But if you do that, you will attract other people vibrating from the same chakra. Our chakras are brains. We could say we got 8 brains. I would say 7. Because we got 7 chakras that operate in the flesh. But we got 2 brains in the head, in the skull. The left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. With the pineal at the center, the source. Every chakra is a brain. If I'm at work and I'm thinking about survival, I'm paying bills and stuff, I'm operating from my root chakra. If I'm feeling self-confident or sexual, I'm operating from my sacral chakra. Red and orange. Wonder why you see that color everywhere. Wonder why restaurants always use red and orange to advertise. They advertise to your stomach, which is a lower brain. You actually have brain cells in your gastrointestinal tract. Like literal brain cells. And these brain cells connect by way of your vascular nerve to your crown. When you feeling egotistical, you're in your solar plexus. When you feeling in love, your consciousness, remember I said your mind and your brain are 2 separate entities? Your mind is the consciousness that exists without a brain. The consciousness is the thought process of the soul. Your consciousness jumps from brain to brain to brain to brain throughout the day or throughout phases of your life. If I'm like right now, I'm operating from the throat and the heart because I'm passionate about it. So the heart chakra in the throat, coming out the throat. So I'm in my throat. But if I tap into my third eye, I'm in my third eye. Most people don't even experience the crown, the temple of God, until they take a psychedelic. Many of y'all don't even realize that when y'all take shrooms, that's just your mind operating from the actual brain between the temples, the temple of God, in this White House. This white means ruler. It's not the color. You know, we calling them our rulers. They call themselves the rulers. By saying them white people, that's not their fault. It's not our fault. It's the people that predated them fault. You get what I'm saying? We call them rulers. They're really black. The Black Plague wiped out what race? Exactly. You get what I'm saying? I'm not getting deeper because I don't want no flags and shit. But you know what I'm saying? You got to look at this shit deeper. The police can only kill us and not get universal consequence because we claim that we're black on paperwork. Therefore, how do you face consequences for killing a man that's already claiming he's dead? And these paperwork is ritualistic. We can write shit down. These are incantations. That's how they keep us trapped in their system. There's the outward system and an inward system. See, the goal is to bring your energy inward while they try to siphon it outward. Energy vampires. Exactly. But the real land is your flesh. That's the land. That's the nation. See, you notice that when you're trying to build yourself, you're trying to bring your energy back inward. Energy vampires come out and try to bring your energy outward. That's the thing. See, you're a starship. And this starship moves on a current, like a river current. You get what I'm saying? And you can move on the current. And you're supposed to control the cells. See, you're a starship, and every cell in your body has a memory and a brain, a cell membrane. You get what I'm saying? They're living organisms. Me, you, and all y'all, we're the same consciousness. We're like the cells of the body of God. It's a morphogenic field. We are the living body of God. We got the same soul with different spirits. And we vibe with people that's alike with us because they house the same spirits as we house in our temple of El, or the house of El, which is the hell, the shell. So you vibing because, oh, he like this, I like this too. Because the same spirit is in both of y'all. If I smoke a blunt with somebody and we passing it around, we on the same level of consciousness by way of that blunt. Therefore, on the same conscious frequency field. I'm surprised Facebook ain't try to fuck up my live because it usually does. That's why I stopped going live. They shadow ban me. They don't do it to everybody else. I don't know what the deal. They don't like me. Fuck it. I don't care. Like this Palo Santo. Oh, that ain't good. Spirit of ether. Yeah, we needed to hear that. Let me scroll down. Let me see all I might have missed. Love is the fabric of existence. That's true. Without love, there's nothing. There's no energy. See, women, y'all the loving beings. Y'all the ones that house the love. You get what I'm saying? We house love too, but our love is... See, a man's love is more fragile because we have one portal. And we only get that self-love from self-mastery, building that currency with self-discipline. So we raise our energy above the heart chakra so we're able to manifest. If we lose that power to manifest, we're broke. It has nothing to do with physical paper in a bank account. Yes, it could align, but you got to keep in mind this system. You have to sell your soul to get placeholder notes. Unless you're doing ritual work to get it. And even then, you're still selling your soul because to do ritual work, you got to use your currency unless you sacrifice something. Many people don't know how deities and altars work. You are a living altar of yourself. I'm an altar. This is the candle. I could program this right here to do something for me and smoke it, and it changes my frequency like I did it on an altar. Now, these different powers, like I said, Papa Label, that's your heart. That portal to the other source, so I can connect to the source powers, which is the different deities in heaven. You have 72 crystals in your pineal gland. These are the 72 virgins in heaven that these people were blowing each other up for. The 72 virgins of heaven are the 72 crystals in your pineal gland that's tied to 72 spirits. 72 spiritual powers. We're all spiritual beings. We just forgot our power and what the fuck we are. They target people like me for speaking this type of shit. I don't care. They can't touch me. They, what, you want to fight us? They really would. Ooh, I ain't gonna say all that on here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What's down, Kinfolk? You supposed to be on my friend. You say add you to the video or just add you? Now you gotta keep in mind, when you follow God, therefore follow the process of your soul, you following divinity. See, in this matrix, they're directly against divinity of the soul. If 100 men like I said, if every melanated person in this country had an AK-47 with 100 rounds, they would not give a damn. They could use energy weapons and just wipe us the fuck out. That's not what they want to do. But if we all knew the spiritual powers of our mental and realized how we could collapse the matrix with our thought process alone, they could aim a gun at us and fucking catch a heart attack because we thought we had the thought in our head. That's what voodoo is. That's why they make you fear the shit. See, nowadays, they want to sit there and try to say, nowadays, they want to sit there and program to the people to use voodoo for the wrong fucking reasons dishonorably. And now people are saying, I'm breaking generational curses, but y'all hexing people. And now realizing that these hexing people out of ego, you're using the quote-unquote devil's, you're using quote-unquote God's power for the devil's purpose. Therefore, it's considered treasonous. Therefore, you face the same karma as the individual you hexing. And now you got to pay off deities just to not let the shit hit you. These people are not everybody that's a shaman is honorable. Just like not everybody that's a Christian is honorable. Honor is what honor is, the soul. That's truth. Honor is honest. Yeah. You're not supposed to be trapping people with love magic and stupid shit like that. For one, your ancestors probably the reason why that person ain't fucking with you. You dodged the whole bullet and then you sit there and do a ritual and bring them back into your life. Now your life shit. And then on another note, a lot of these men that been sitting there getting hexed by women, be trapped by these women with rituals. You know what that does to a man that has ancestors? It makes him have thoughts of killing you. Because you're impeding on his free will. That goes against his purpose. That's like death. So now it's a blatant attack to his ancestors. So now they're going to see you as the enemy, and now that person might have thoughts about harming you because you're trying to trap him with magic. And then they wonder why people that get like that, something happens. Like that one girl that tried to use Papa leg, but try to bury somebody, and next thing you know, she drowning in a bathtub. Nigga, he had protection. All you gotta do is have mastery. All you gotta do is think, man, I do not like this chick. Why I can't leave her alone? These are not my feelings. Every thought that you think is a spirit. Not every spirit is your spirit to house. These spirits could be rogue spirits against your soul that's been sent to you. If you out of nowhere just start thinking bad thoughts, guess what? That's a spiritual attack. Depression, sickness, all these are spiritual attacks. They're attacking you by sending you spirits that will make you think fucked up, therefore move fucked up, therefore now you're moving in destruction. People don't know how this shit works. Your mind is more divine than what people appear to make it seem. And then these people that's sitting there with science comes from spirit, but they want to separate it from spirit, which makes no fucking sense. It's like saying 2 plus nothing equals 4. You gotta have both twos. You get what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other. So it's levels to this shit when people come to this shit. Everything is spirit. There is not one particle of matter that ain't. Even the most non-spiritual people that you can think of are spiritual. They just got the wrong spirits possessing them. And like I said, how they fuck us with spells. We're humans and demons. Yeah, I said humans and demons. A demon, a daemon, a daemon. Take the D off. Ahman, Amun, Amun-Ra, the hidden one. Human, hue is not for the color. Hue represents the god hubris, the animal man, the animal god. So if you're a human, you're a beast man. They got us calling ourselves humans, so they were calling ourselves beasts. We got 2 brains, a beast brain and a priest brain. We're supposed to be priests. We're a priest brain when you listen to that. And the priest brain is the serpent brain. The beast brain is the primate brain. Our flesh is like a conjunction of a serpent and a primate. Godzilla and King Kong. That's why you think they got the movie Godzilla versus King Kong. These are the 2 brains. The Naga brain. The Noggin, Naga. Naga means serpent god. Naga means dragon. Naga means snake. Naga means nigga. They call you niggers to make you hate the word. And now we sitting there, oh, nigga means ignorant. We need to learn what these words really mean in its true spiritual meaning, because these words are spells. Spirits of El. Spirals of El. I'm throwing spirits at you because I'm throwing words at you. And every alphabet is a word on its own. Alphabets are like ancient Chinese symbols. You learn what these alphabets mean to the etymology. You can decode any language that uses the English alphabet. All the languages that the main languages stem from Latin, which stems from Hebrew. We've been speaking half of these words before colonization. Like they say Ori, your Ori and Yoruba culture. In the Nigeria, the origin, the Ori that generates. Like in the book of Genesis, genes of Isis. You are Christ Ion, Christian. You are Israelite, Isis Ra Elohim. To have a warrior mind with a Buddha's heart, a Buddha heart. All these religions are telling you the truth. They just fucked you up with your language. Then we go in church and be like, dang. Nigga, the Bible is not for those that's sitting in church that don't know what the hell they're reading. The Bible is for those that are the ones that's applying the knowledge and actually stepping into spirituality. Because we decode it through our way of the pineal. What DNA is a sentence. It is a sentence from source telling matter what to do. Everything has its own DNA sequence, and every particle of matter has its own sentence, which is instruction on how to move. Therefore, it goes from the ethers, which is chaos, to form into a pattern, a paternal plane, in this patriarch called the matrix. Yeah, it's that deep. Yeah, it's all telepathy. Because you think it with your mind and you speak it, there it is this. That's why I could say well. A well, you know what I'm saying? It's like something that holds water, right? Don't wells in the ocean hold water too? Look at all these words that sound the same but mean different things. They really mean the same. It's just different variations of the same energy. This formed in a different form. I'm an Aries. My birthday is the day before the eclipse. You gotta keep in mind, that's my birthday present to me. Etymology is a beautiful thing. Now also keep in mind they try to change that up too. But no, you'll get it. You read with your spiritual lens. See, even in the Bible is 100% truth. Our language is where we're lost. Even when they say slaves, obey your masters. How your masters obey God. A slave is a Slavic, a European. A Slavic is a Russian now. A Slavic. You're not a slave. You never was. A slave that's what that means. It's a Slavic. Obey your masters. That was the instructions we had for them when they came into our land, because America was ours. We did not come from no Africa. We was all over this globe. So they tell you all this different stuff and lie about your history so they can destroy your land in your face and you don't do nothing to defend it. And Hispanic people they're our brothers. They're our brethren. Hispanic people, Mexicans, and all them, they're our brethren. We got the same ancestry, just different methods of slavery. You want the proof? Look at Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Same island, same ancestry. 2 different countries infiltrated that island with 2 different methods of slavery. You from Lake Charles, nigga. You a descendant. I'm from Lake Charles, nigga. We descendants of the Attakapaw Indians. We the Attakapaw. They call us man-eaters. Because we had some very, very, very serious war tactics. See, look, I'm Taino on my father's side, because Taino goes to Brazil. And my father's side from Barbados. That's Arawak and Taino Indian. For most of the Caribbean. If you're from South Louisiana, you're likely Attakapaw. You're likely Attakapaw Washita Nation. That's where you got the Washita River, Kashada, Casino. They say Kashada, change that. It's spelled originally with a Q, which means Kwa. Washada, Washita. And kinfolk, you already know, you know what I'm saying? Shit. We Blackfoot and we Attakapaw on my mom, on our mother's side, on grandmama's side. My father's side from Barbados is Arawak and Taino. And that goes into Brazil. These people migrated to the Caribbean on the southeast. Barbados is right there off the coast of South America. You got to look at it deeper than it's really that deep. And these tribes, we all have different traditions. If you're a Taino, that means you come from a long lineage of shamans. Because the Taino, there was a very huge shamanic tribe. People of Louisiana, take away the borders. Louisiana Purchase in general, Mississippian Empire. We're a warrior tribe. Yup, Lake Charles. Dead Man's Land, Calcasieu Parish, the Crying Eagle. That's what it's called, the Crying Eagle. Because Lake Charles wasn't considered part of Louisiana Purchase nor Texas. It was the one land in the middle of that right before it connects like that to Texas border. So that little land right there where they would kidnap slaves from New Orleans as you know what I'm saying, the pirates would kidnap slaves from New Orleans and then sell them on the black market in Lake Charles. That's what contraband days is. That's why they got that festival that they still celebrate to this day. When they would kidnap us as shackled peoples and bring us there to sell us. They did the most in Lake Charles. We got a rich history here. Yup. Attack of Paul. You gotta look at it like this. And then when you get into Texas, you start crossing into Osage Nation. So especially northern Texas, northeast Texas, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Blackfoot and Osage Nation based tribes. I know my phone ain't about to die. Oh Lord. 5%. Good God. I might grab my charger, man. Y'all still in here? Y'all alright? South Carolina, that's Geechee. South Carolina got a lot of Geechee tribes. Seminole. You know what the Confederate flag was? See, everything that's ours, they claim as theirs, and then it make us hate it. So we curse our own ancestry and curse everything that they created. The Confederate flag was the 13 original colonies of the indigenous nations in America. That's where they came from, the swastika. What's the swastika? That's the Big Dipper during the 4 seasons of the year. It creates the symbol of the swastika that represents eternal life. Nigga, naga, nega. What is negative? Why is negative considered bad when negative is just a polarity that represents the chaos field, darkness, the light bearers? Whatever is dark bears light. Look at the sun. The sun is a dark star. It just bears light. We are the sun in a vessel. We are literally sun children. The sun is a dark star. It's feminine. It's divine feminine that radiates divine masculine light. Therefore, the raws, the divine masculine. Raws are rays of light. Flip the Y and the H. Don't they all get a job? Get a job? You get it? Jalapeno is spelled with a J. J, H, and Y. And they also synonymous with I. That's why the J and the I both got the dots. We need to learn our language. We need to learn the alphabet. These are symbols, and symbology is how the universe directly communicates with us beings. We communicate by way of symbolism. That's how the universe communicates. That's how we even form alphabets and words. Squares and circles. Squares is masculine. Circles is feminine. Triangle, that's the pyramid. Your skin cells are in the form of triangles. You are the pyramid. Think about this. Look on the back of the dollar bill. You want to know why they blew the noses off the statues in Egypt or in Kemet? You want to know why in the back of the dollar bill they show the pyramid with the cap taken off? This is the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill right here. He who knows, knows. The know led the ledge to what you know. The sun, which is the pineal, the Son of God, the Christ, that sits on top of the pyramid. So what they do? Blow the noses off. The symbolism. The back of the dollar bill, they show the pyramid with the cap taken off to separate us from our higher consciousness. It's that deep. This is all symbolism. Now, I bet nobody gonna steal this shit. But nah, man, this is all universal knowledge. I want y'all to learn. I don't give a fuck what y'all steal, man. As long as the word get out there, because our people need to wake the fuck up. All this esoteric knowledge that they make you think is evil, which is love. Evil means love. Like I said, man, evil is the love of the ethers, and love is the love of the physical. They're just two sides of one coin. I need y'all to wake up. it is deeper than what y'all think. Hey, I see you kill folk. I see you kill folk, man. You need to tap in with me more, fam. I've been trying to get in touch with you. I'm looking for a cigar. Hey. I need a cigar that ain't gonna break on me, man. I ain't smoking weed. I'm smoking mugwort. Facebook. I'm not doing nothing, you know, like that. There. This is mugwort. You know, like I can prove it. It's mugwort. I got it. You heard me? It's mugwort. So you know what I'm saying? I got good jobs on the line. I ain't trying to fuck that up. You know, I'm smoking good stuff. But this the thing. The reason why we smoke weed like a crutch, yeah, the pyramid in your face. That's why they blow the noses off. It's like taking the cap off the pyramid like the back of the dollar bill. They cannot stand that we know this because we come from a higher realm. Yes, race is part of it. As far as not race. I'm not going to use the word race. I'm going to use ethnicity. Because the word racism came from when the European all these European countries were conspiring against the empires of America to colonize us with different means and methods. And all those different countries came over here and had different methods of slavery and colonization to quote unquote civilize us indigenous people that was the loving beings of America. You get what I'm saying? It was a race. Which country can get it done? We're ethnicity. We're ethnic group. Not every dark face is, you know what I'm saying, your brother. All skin folk ain't kin folk. Because now at this point in day and age, it's about your consciousness. They got people that's pale. They got people that color the wall behind me. They house melanated DNA. By way of either on purpose or not. You know, they house melanated DNA. If they tap into it, guess what? Some of them people are more spiritually aligned than some of us that's dark. So it's really beyond the physical now. That's why we got to rise above the heart chakra. It's levels to this. Oh yeah, y'all got questions. I got answers. I got something to say for everything. Like real shit. If I don't know it, I'm going to tell you straight up I don't know it, but I can show channel it because my soul knows it. Your soul knows it too. And see, all I'm telling people when I tell them to water fast, detox, eat fruits and vegetables, stop eating that dead ass meat. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling them that for a reason. Since matter is just a representative of the spirit that's housed in it. Matter is just a damn container. That's it. It's just a container of what the spirit that housed in it. If a pig don't do nothing but eat trash and slop, it's because his spirits are fucking degenerate. But then you eat the pig, you done ate the spirits. And now these spirits enter your brain and become your thoughts, thought forms, with your spirits. But they enter your left brain, or your ego, that becomes your ego, your self or outward identity. And the more meat you eat, the more you have to literally fight the other pantheon of spirits of your ego to remain whole and balanced. When you can just completely detox that shit the fuck out and just live off the ancestor time of your DNA, of your ancestors, of the word of God itself. You don't have to sit there and meditate to come with a decision because the brain chatter is all these different spirits that have to be processed through your brain. Now look at it like this. Your brain, that's the courthouse. That's the courtroom. The temple of God is where the court is held. The temple of God is between the temples. God is the soul. The temple of that soul is between your White House, because white means ruler, where you rule your nation, which is the skull. The soul is the judge. Only God can judge. Your soul is the judge. The prosecution, the prosecutors, that's your ancestors. The defendants is the rogue spirits that enter your nation. That your brain has to process to see if you're even worthy of being in the nation. If your DNA don't recognize it, it gets expelled as poo-poo. Excrement. Or if not that, if it has a partial purpose, therefore incomplete DNA like GMO food, and it's not complete yet, then it's just going to store it in some cells. It could become cell waste, or you can eat something that's going to be the completion of that sentence. Because remember I said DNA is the sentence to this word. And how they mess us up, they scramble the DNA. Therefore, if I said the dog bit the cat, you know what I'm saying? Them scrambling the DNA is like saying the cat bit the dog, or switch the word dog around, the God bit the cat, or the cat bit the God. You see how that works? And that's why we look at language and be fucking confused when we see these words, because our DNA ain't right. And the more you correct your DNA, therefore feed your ancestors, therefore build your ancestry and correct your DNA by correcting your ancestors within your lineage, then therefore now you're able to decode beyond language. DNA is sacred, and they want us to sit there and spread out DNA thin and keep mixing it up and all this extra stuff. We already got universal DNA. They promote everything, but they promote everything on TV except for a melanated man and women living in peace together. Look at The Walking Dead. All you see is interracial shit. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking it, but you would never see a nigga like me with someone that look like me. You know what I'm saying? Living peacefully. They're going to be arguing and fighting, and we the bad guy at every show. I'm here to make y'all think. I just want y'all to be the best versions of y'all soul. You are the soul in a vessel. How to go deeper in mediumship? Well, this is the thing. You already talk to spirits. You just don't recognize it. A lot of times when you don't recognize them, spirits talk for you. You already talk to spirits. When you're thinking, you're talking to spirits in your head. You hear these words. Guess who you think is generating them? And then you hear words from one side that say, I should do this, and words from the other side that say, I should do that. That's you talking to spirits. When you're talking to yourself, you're talking to your soul, you're talking to your tribe. Your tribe is not physical. Your flesh is just a starship that houses all your family that's passed on within the infinite universe within you. The infinite universe is within you. And guess what? You're living in it physically as a flesh man. Because outside of yourself is what's within. It's inside of yourself. The bigger you get, the smaller you get. Every solar system is an atom. The sun is the nucleus. If I was to blow up an atom 1,000,000 times its size, it would be another solar system. If I was to shrink a solar system 1,000,000 times its size, it would be an atom. That's the key to this infinite universe shit. Like I said, man, I talk to spirits more than I talk to people. And the more you feed your ancestors, therefore feed your spiritual faculties of your soul, the more that they will be prevalent in your thought. Now, if you do shit like take psychedelics like shrooms and shit, all it does is just make their voices louder. And that's why when people take shrooms, it's like, oh, I'm tapping in my ancestors. Of course, because your consciousness is now sitting in your crown chakra or your pineal gland to where you can actually tap into them. You already can do that without a psychedelic. You don't need a drug. You don't need a drug to do any of this shit. We smoke drugs as tools to get placeholders just to reach these chakras that we should already be able to reach without a drug. Like I said, I'm not even smoking weed. And people that know me know I'm a smoker. I'm not even smoking weed. And I'm fine, fam. How so? When people like say men, we lean more to weed than women for the most part, but now a lot of times women are moving more in the masculine sense that they even need more weed to tap into their own heart chakra. See, it's not a problem to use these things as tools, but just when you use them as a crutch, it hinders you. Weed can be a helpful to you, or it could be a hindrance. Same with shrooms. You can't overdose. I mean, not overdose. You can't abuse mushrooms. It's impossible. They will not let you. You can take shrooms 2 days in a row. If you're just doing it for the fun of it, they're not going to get you high. You just wasted your money. You see what I'm saying? You smoke weed every day, then the weed stops getting you high. Why? Because your ancestors see you using it as a crutch, or you could just use it to maintain a certain frequency. Yeah, what it does, it puts you in a dream state while physical, so you don't have to get your intelligence from dreaming at night. But when you dream at night, if you stop smoking weed and you already doing everything to be in your higher chakras without the drug, when you go to sleep, it's like you took a damn psychedelic like ayahuasca. It's like you took snake venom just every time you go to sleep. Your dreams will be so vivid, you won't be able to tell this life from the next life. And even deeper, your brain and brainstem is a giant sperm cell. These sperms are the serpents, the nagas, the niggas. See, now this is what it gets deeper. These are giant sperm cells. So, every sperm cell is a family member. These become your thoughts, the thoughts of your ancestors. That's why semen retention is good. And when it comes to women, y'all got it stored in your bone marrow. Then y'all taking the ancestors of the men that y'all have sex with. Therefore, y'all don't have to look at the sun for intelligence. Y'all get it from the men second hand. We get it first hand. We produce, y'all reproduce. You get it? Y'all are the power source that we need to even do this mission. See, you born on this planet at war. You war for God. How so? Look at the word work. It's war with the letter K, which stands for Ka, which is the body of the soul. So you're born into a world to war for the soul, which is the God in you. In a starship called the flesh. The house of El, or whatever. The starship. You are a star being. The consciousness of the stars. It's your different placements in the charts of the zodiac. Even deeper. Every planet in the solar system. We got 12 planets in the solar system. There's not no 9 planets. We had 12. We had 13. One of them blew up. That's Maldek. That's the asteroid belt. Mars and Maldek got into a war. Wiped out the outer layer of Mars, but there's still life on inner Mars. Every planet is hollow. And y'all see why they shadow ban me, right? Y'all see why they shadow ban me. Y'all see why these spirits are getting their bitch ass. That's why I don't play with these motherfuckers. You gotta live in honor to stay free. You gotta live in honor to stay your true self. To be honorable is to be that of the soul. The soul is always divinely protected. The minute a being moves in dishonor as a spiritual being is the minute that person is in danger. Because once they know what you are and they know you know what you are, you cannot move degenerate. Because they already know you know what you are. They would try to punish you for even being God in the flesh. Because that's what you naturally are. That's why when people step into the spirituality, life seems to turn upside down for a lot of us. Into the system, they'll make you look fucked up. They'll make you look fucked up to society like you a fuck up. It's that real. If you don't have no lusty desires of this plane, they'll send a woman if you're a man. Like a Trojan horse to infiltrate your heart with her low spirits. They won't send a good woman, they'll send a low one. That's the energy vampires once you raise the frequency. It's the same vice versa. They'll send a man that's fucked up in their head to fuck you up. It's that deep. If y'all fucking with this, hit that cash up, by the way, man. You know, donations are appreciated. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah. And also, I got off the subject with the eclipse. Y'all need to look at that motherfucker, man. That's divine intelligence coming. I've seen every eclipse that's hit this century, or since the thousands has started. I've seen every eclipse and stared them bitches down. I could read. I could see. My eyes are fine. I stare at the sun in broad daylight. Like, it does not... I don't know any person that went blind from looking at the sun. You don't need no goggles. Fuck those goggles. They ain't need goggles in the ancient days. The goggles are to block the waves and frequencies that's going to give you the intelligence. Don't put no fucking goggles on. No. Look at that eclipse. That's intelligence. Every time an eclipse comes, something dramatic happens. You likely to have earthquakes and shit this year. Oh yeah, they charge you. And imagine this. We carbonated beings. So what they do, they try to charge us in court to make us fuel for their system. They'll charge you. They'll lock you in a cell. Like a battery cell full of carbon. You get it? They try to become the outward version of what we are inward, which is the inverted version of us. They invert everything. Yeah, but those that listen to their soul and they got the souls powered up, they can't touch you. It's that divine, fam. And then for all these people, you know what I'm saying, that's using voodoo and shit like that against their own people, when the shit was first starting and all that, when that shit was doing big in Haiti and shit in the past during the French Revolution, they weren't using that shit on their own people. That's when they were strong. They was united. Look today, they are doing it against each other, turning people into fruits and shit. Doing it against each other. And they trying to bring that same bullshit here into the US. Using our magic against our own brothers, our own reflection. Because we are the same soul. Different vessels, same soul. Different spirits, therefore different jurisdictions of spiritual growth. Therefore different identities outwardly. But we are collective consciousness. A morphogenic field if we're all on the highest vibration. Like a flock of birds or a school of fish. And by the way, shout out to Osika 4 about that morphogenic field shit. Because he enlightened me on that. So look. So when it comes to all of this here, the morphogenic field, these birds, they're not going to bump into each other. How is they all at the same time turn left, turn right? The school of fish, turn left, turn right. Don't bump into each other. They got the same consciousness. They got their own individual brains, but they got the same consciousness. Therefore the same tribe. If I got a bunch of blood, if I got a bunch of lung cells, and they all following the same DNA sequence, therefore the same word of God, they are one but different cells. Now, what cancer is? What's cancer? Cancer is when a DNA sequence is corrupted. Therefore, the DNA starts jumping, like the DNA is corrupted, therefore the cells start moving differently. The US has cancer. It's like colon cancer. They colonized. Colonized. Your colonized our land. This place got cancer. Nobody's listening to that word of God. Now look at it like the school of fish. What would cause a fish to swim away from his school where it appears to be a big fish to a shark to where that even a shark is gonna fuck with it? It eats worms. Birds eat worms. And what happens? It eats a worm. What do worms do in nature? Don't they got fungi and worms that sit there and latch onto an insect and then make the insect climb towards where it can die so the worm can grow? Do you think that shit stops in nature? We are nature. So if I eat a fish and a fish eats nothing but fucking worms, and that worm corrupted that fish so it was dumb enough to swim away from its school of fish, to swim to the surface because the worm mind controlled it, possession, to go to be doing self-destructive shit like today's age where all these people eating all that self-destructive food that makes them move self-destructive. They're possessed. You see a city, you see a world of possessed people and only a few of us aren't possessed. And even us, the ones that's not possessed, are fighting it off daily. Because we're in a world at war. And they shoving it down our throats and our faces, spraying the air, the chemtrails, and putting bacteria, all the foods and veggies. You still have to detox even as a vegan. I water fast every solstice and every relationship. Or anytime I feel like I'm not productive, or anytime I feel myself being too overly programmed by the shit you see on media. Because these become the spirits that run your brain and put your mind in a sunken place. So that fish will eat the worm, swim to the surface because the worm wants a bigger host. What happens? A seagull eats it. Now that seagull though is probably a bird eats it. And that bird that was swimming with the flock of birds, they ate that fish that had that fucked up worm in it. Now that fish has that fucked up worm. Even if the worm dies, it lays eggs. Because there's no death. It just breaks itself up into little particles and then grows into more worms. Just like us. We have children. We don't die. We die. We don't die, but our flesh dies. And then our consciousness goes into our children and our children's children. There's no death. So with that being said, that's a curse on the DNA. That's a curse on your lineage. That's a generational curse. So you eat this dead food and you get the worm because you ate the damn seagull now. Now the seagull, we could cook it. It don't matter. You ain't cooking the eggs out that bitch unless you burn it to a crisp. So now you eating the worms. The worm eggs. Now they hatch in your colon. Now you got worms swimming through your bloodstream, swimming and latching onto your colon, biting pinholes, taking pisses that send signals through the holes in your colon that they bit up, that goes into your bloodstream and hits your brain to make you crave more food that feeds the worms. Now you eating shit that don't make no fucking sense. And you don't even know it because the worm got you possessed thinking that it's food. You can't stop eating chicken. You're not supposed to have a craving for anything. Hunger is not even fucking real. You can eat straight from source. Especially if you discomplexion, you can eat from sunlight. And the cleaner you are, the less the sun burns you. It's that deep. The sun don't even burn you. It only burns the parasites. And if you got a body full of parasites, the sun will feel hot. Because they feel hot. Because it's hitting them, called heliotherapy. Hitting them through their auric field. Therefore, through your blood. Now your blood heating up and going through your body and making them uncomfortable. And then you feel quote unquote hot and uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? You feel hot and uncomfortable? Yeah, that's what that happens. And then next thing you know, because keep in mind, the sun ain't hot. That shit don't bring heat. It's ultraviolet rays. It's raws. Ultraviolet, like the crown. Raws. Raws from the crown chakra. That's what ultraviolet rays is. Ultra is like super. Super violet. Ultra. You get it? What's the Son of God? They say Christ. The crystals. Christ El. Krishna. You're a Christ Ion. Christian. See, we tie shit to religion. Do these terms. We're all Moors if we're this complexion. It don't matter if you claim you're a nationality of a Moor. If you're a complexion person, you're a Moor. I don't give a fuck what you claim. More means darkness, but it also means abundance. I want more. It means I want abundant. Where does abundance come from? The soul. What's another word for love? The soul. The soul's energy is what love is. So what is amor? Amor means love in another language. What is it? French or Italian? One of those two. You get what I'm saying? These words are spells. They did not change. They just changed what we think these words to mean. I hope y'all feeling nice and high off my conversation. But yeah, this is that deep. Spanish is from Latin, just like English is from Latin. Just inverted. It's inverted in English. Spanish is actually more closer to source than English. Because it's not as inverted. But that was the Englishman's way of colonizing us. Inverting the language and the spells so we speak spells on ourselves to curse ourselves. Then they pay these fucking people like P. Diddy and all the industry artists. I don't give a fuck who you... If you're industry, period, you're a sellout. Period. Ain't none of these industry people good. They pretended. None of them. So I want to hear no why. So what about Drake then? Is he worse? Do you think he's worse? No, they're all fucked up. Their industry. That industry, industrial industry is owned by the U.S. military. U.S. military owns the music industry. Why? So they can colonize us so that we don't uprise. So the U.S. is a corporation, and the word citizen means slave. And that means, therefore, if you say that you're a citizen of this corporation, you waiving your spiritual consciousness and your basically your liberation of your soul. You waiving your sovereignty of your soul to a corporation outside of self. Therefore, now that's your government, not your own mental. Now you got to follow law enforced on your mental. Law enforcement and all the extra shit. They don't enforce laws, they enforce policies. The law is the law of the soul. All law, all law. Arm, leg, arm, head. The law of the soul, the law of the universal cosmos. You are the cosmos. You are a natural being. Why is it nature is illegal, but artificial shit isn't? How can they push pharmaceuticals they know kill thousands and thousands and thousands, not millions of people a year, but they want to lock up people for smoking weed? What you think that was about? I'm about to tell y'all some deeper shit. Look at the gas industry. What's that man's name? Something, what the fuck his name was? It's a scientist. Something Glowski or something, I don't know. It's a scientist in the 1920s. The one that's behind making gasoline. When the gasoline was lead-based. He created that. This is all scheme. They did that on purpose. I'm about to tell you what happened. We was way more advanced in technology in the fucking 1800s than we are today. Believe it or not. All this shit they can't rebuild, but that was sitting there living in hundreds and thousands of years ago that they can't recreate. Because we use technology based off of nature. What they did in the early hundreds, in the late 1800s, killing off all the geniuses and stealing all their technology. And if you want to claim that you can rebuild and recreate this, they would kill you and take your technology. They claiming it themselves. And then so people would stop making these inventions because they wanted to push their petroleum gas and all this other stuff for their industry to get in power. They made a scientist try to make a gasoline with lead base, and this lead based chemical ended up polluting the atmosphere of the entire fucking planet. And everybody on this planet was dumbed down in consciousness for a good 50 years. Until the 70s. The late 60s is when the chemicals started to wear off because they changed from lead-based gas to ethanol. It was on purpose to dumb us down in consciousness. We went from advanced technology to this primitive shit. Then it hit our history and said we was primitive living in huts. They dumbed down our consciousness. Then the 60s came. That was the end of it. And by the time the 70s came, we all spiritual again. Earth, wind, and fire. Playing high vibration music. All this different shit. Psychedelics. Coming back into ourselves. It's like, oh no, it's happening. Put crack on the streets. Fucked us up. And now they are the ones with technology. And now we just getting back to it. But no, they put crack on the streets. They don't want us to do that. You see how that work? I know way too fucking much, and I bet you they can't war with shit they can't shoot at. They can't war with shit they can't shoot at. That would take that can go it snatch people out they sleep. This is a war. Ain't no laws in war, right? That's what they say. I'm not war. I'm a peaceful man. We war for peace. They war for control. And our war is not physical. They want you to think it's a physical war. No. They want you to fear all the bullshit they're trying to do with all these bombs. Bruh, if you listen to your soul, you got nothing to worry about. Promise you that. Become detached from the matrix, in the world but not of it. So, I said a lot. I said a lot, but I'm probably saying way too fucking much for Facebook. They're probably gonna shadow ban me again. I'm gonna go back from 100 likes to about 2 likes again on every post like they do every fucking week. They do it weekly with me, man. That's why y'all keep seeing me disappear off Facebook. All these other people, you know, it's how it is. They don't want the truth. They fear that. And it's like the people that they brought the truth before me, they didn't do with spirits like me. I'm sorry. And then the ones that you see is spiritual, they let their ego get in the way. The ones you see that's spiritual, that's speaking this shit, that ended up getting fucked over. I'm talking about where they getting killed or locked up with false accusations and all this extra shit. They didn't listen. You have to stay stoic at all times. You can't slip a little bit when you're in this type of field. You gotta stay spiritually stoic. You gotta stay following that word of God. It's not that you disobey God, which is the soul. It's not that you disobey this soul being and get punished for it. No. It's just that when you don't listen, you're stepping into a dangerous field because now you're stepping out of your own protective energy to do degenerate shit. And now shit can actually happen to you. A lot of our men, that are spiritual speakers, fell to lust. A lot of them ain't even do the shit that they accused them of. Like Brother Polite and all them motherfuckers. Rashad Jamal and all them. They ain't even do that shit. They just did just enough moving in lust for the spirit. Okay, now we can get him. He's low enough in consciousness. That's why I say they'll send women to us men at least. And so the women that's up there, they'll send men. It's like the Matrix. They can body snatch you. If you're programmable, you got that programming in your mind, they could tune up a frequency. Somewhere in their technology, they could turn up a frequency and make you move different. Which is why you can't deal with people that move degenerate if you're moving spiritual. All they got to do is tune up a frequency. They will use your loved ones against you. And they don't know better. That's why they say in the Bible, I forgive them for they don't know what they do. So don't look at people like people are fucked up. No, fuck Nature Boy. That boy was never woke. Fuck that nigga. That boy there was a paid sellout. That boy was a paid sellout. Government was giving that nigga grants to kidnap his spiritual people and take them to these islands. Nature Boy was never a spiritual man. He was doing gay porn and shit. I mean God porn. You know, he can't say stuff. He's doing the G4A. But he's doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, oh, you can eat fish and be vegan, then eat eggs. What they do, they get people that's like us. Tempt them. Tempt them into degeneracy. Here, we'll pay you. Now start changing up your words. They already follow you. You got all the right people following you. That's spiritual. Now, if you say this and they following you, they're going to listen. So now I can say it's spiritual to take a shit on someone's grave. They going to listen. If you pay them, I mean, like they're going to speak it. These people are sellouts. They know who's going to sell out because they know how to read your consciousness. Yes, they do. They can read your biofield, fam. What you think all these underground cables and Wi-Fi and shit does? They can send spirits to your head. They can send thoughts to your brain. That's why I was just saying. They can send thoughts to your brain and perceive the waves. They got AI. They can sit there and decipher the waves of your thought process. You have to stay in honor even with the thoughts in your brain. In other words, you have to stay in honor with the spirits in your brain. You can't even think badly. And if you are, that's a spiritual attack. That's with your bad thoughts. That's a spirit. That's not you. You can tell that thought to shut the fuck up. I bet you would listen. You got dominion over spirit. But the more you feed it by eating on the bullshit that it feeds off of, you build it up. Make it stronger. Now it has a stronger influence on your brain. It's called temptation. Just like the Bible. Like I said, the Bible is truth. I do voodoo like a motherfucker. That Bible is still true. It's for those that do the voodoo and shit. How I get this way? Shit, I already seen spirits and communicated with them when I was a heavy Christian. They led me to this. These are spirits of God. People separate voodoo from religion. That's where they fuck up too. It's the same. But you already do it. You have sex and you thinking a thought, you just program that person with your spiritual energy. You just did magic on them. You having sex, which is hex, which is 6, a hexagon. It's just 6 points. You in missionary, her legs are going up, your legs going down. Nigga, you're in the shape of a 6-point star. Whoo! That chip dust. Man, at this point, nothing they do is gonna work, fam. This eclipse finna fuck them up all the way. I don't give a damn. And like I said, they can't even war with certain people. They know who they can fuck with. They could try to fuck with some people. That's not gonna work out for them. You think I learned this knowledge from reading books? You think I learned this knowledge from reading books? You think something would teach me this knowledge would sit there and not teach me how to protect myself? It's the same thing with y'all. It's the same with y'all. You got that power. You have to learn to build it up in your consciousness. You water fast to detox the rogue spirits that don't serve you. And then you come back into alignment with yourself. What is alignment? Aligning your ego of your flesh to your higher self. Therefore, there is no ego. It's just the true you. We don't call the ego of the soul, which is the actual natural flesh, the ego. We call it the natural being. Yeah, they do got particles in the dust and shit. That's the chemtrails. We're Kim. It's darkness. The trails, the trials. They do that shit to fuck with us. They can already read you. They're reading you through your Wi-Fi cables. The Wi-Fi box can tell where you at in your house. Why you think when you think a thought, the next thing you know it pops up on a screen? You think they don't know how to do that shit? They got technology. That's all they got. But they technology, melanin is forever changing. They cannot figure out melanin because every time they think they got it figured out, it changes. It alters. That's why they hate us. And they know they're not trying to wipe us all out. They need us. Without us, there is no matrix. We're the dark matter here. They're not going to wipe us out. They want to enslave us. They want to control us. We're like their batteries. Think about it. Carbon locked in cells. Like battery cells. They squeeze all the juice and life out of them. And then you toss the battery. But we're the carbon. And they try to lock us in hell or jail cells. And if you're too volatile, they try to just take you out altogether. Because it's too much of a quote-unquote threat. And some people they can't touch. They lose their whole family. Their whole bloodline. Just like in the Bible. God was taking whole countries. Yeah. And you gotta think about this, man. You got an inner being and outer being. The father realm is just physical. The mother realm is the non-physical. Feel like I said too much already. That's why I don't get on live too much. I'm surprised they're letting me fucking talk without fucking up my live, man. It's the first time in months. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. It's probably because all my altars are lit. But I don't know. But yeah, man. That's just how that shit goes. If you fucking with this, you know, hit the cash out, man. If you want to donate, check my YouTube. I got days of content at least. If you already seen it all, don't worry. I got some more stuff coming. I got, well, you'll see. I'm moving silence. So, you know what I'm saying? I got some shit on the works. So, look, I'm about to go ahead and call this I'm going to call this a day. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm protected. They can't war with God. What they going to do? Shoot a dimension? You can't shoot a dimension. What you gonna do? Shoot a portal? What you gonna do? Let's be done. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a day, man. I love y'all, man. That's why I'm even on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and bid y'all peace. Have a great afternoon, great night, whatever y'all doing. Peace, fam. And check out the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Doja Life TV. It's in the description with my cash out and everything else. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it. It's sitting there pin on the top. Alright. Peace, fam.